Good morning, everybody. Glad to have you here today. Thank you for joining me this morning. And if you would like, share, comment on the post, and then join me in Acts chapter 18, verse 18. Paul returns to Antioch. After this, Paul stayed many days longer and then took leave of the brothers and set sail for Syria, and with him Priscilla and Aquila. At Cenchreae he had cut his hair, for he was under a vow. Interesting verse. Paul, it says, stayed many days in Corinth, and presumably could have stayed many more. He has had he has won his court case, and could settle down there and have a lifetime ministry right there. He could go and come and do what he wanted to, share the gospel, and in fact, it does say that he stayed many days. But eventually, it says that he leaves and sets sail for Syria. And no doubt this was part of God's plan as well. Paul suffered a lot of abuse. He's been through a lot of persecution, and so he no doubt needed a break, give his body physically a chance and emotionally a chance to recover. Again, he could have stayed forever. He's got the ruling of Galileo, and he could stay forever. He's having good results among the people. The church the believers there seem to love him. It is the city's location logistically was in a good place where Paul could minister into a lot of different areas, but this is not where God wanted Paul to be. There's no indication that God ever called Paul to be a pastor, to be in a local church. He was called to be an evangelist, called to be a missionary, called to carry the gospel. And so while he could physically, I guess would be the way to say it, have stayed in Corinth, spiritually speaking, he had to go. And so he leaves and sets out for Syria because that's what God has called him to do, what God is leading him to do. And this is a long journey he's setting out on, and he leaves behind family, friends, comfort, safety, all those things to pack up and go to do what God told him to do. And then I guess we need to go ahead and touch on this. He goes and gets a haircut. When Paul leaves Corinth, he took some type of vow that he refused to get his hair cut. He wouldn't get his hair cut, but evidently now that vow is complete, and he cuts his hair. A little bit foreign to you and I to do something like that, but whatever the case, Paul again has obviously taken a vow, and he honors it. And he goes by that vow until that promise is complete. And just makes me wonder how many times we make those bargains with God. Lord, if you'll get me out of this mess, I'll start going to church. Lord, if you'll help me in this, I'll quit smoking. I don't know, I'm just making stuff up. But how serious do we take those promises we make to God? Paul took his serious. He took serious. This verse tells us two things. He took serious the call of God, and he took seriously what God said to him, and he took seriously what he said to God. And that's a good place to be. Taking seriously what God says, and taking seriously what we say to him. Think about it. Have a good day. We'll see you here tomorrow morning.